number one Sentai, Gozyuger. So yes, I am doing this quick little speculations and early theories prior before our official as of this date, Thursday, November 28th, 2024. Before our official reveal of the Rangers characters story of our newest Sentai series to premiere in the new year or spring of 2025. My thoughts initially with a quick go over the name. Interesting, definitely different, outside the box. So you can definitely tell that uh, first off that they, besides so far how experimental and innovative that tokusatsu at this current time has been with Toei and itself everywhere, but particularly from Japan, that tokusatsu is definitely continues to progress and trying to be different, experimental, trying to change up some of the specs of the blueprint that they've established in creating tokusatsu in general, especially in the main franchises out there in Japan, being Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai. And of course, in the focus of Super Sentai with our newest series, Gozyuger, I believe the title itself is of course, hinting at this team being unique individually and stand out and trying to take that at least take that spot as far as the Reiwa era of our current and of recent of this era for Super Sentai since Kira Major, this team wants to be the number one. That's why I think that comes into play within the title. And then also, I'm sure within the story context, that is probably going to relate to something with the team, the members, who's the best, who's going to stand out on top as number one. I mean, even though being a team, who's going to be the member of their team to really look at as being numero uno. But also, and that's probably going to be, knowing how Sentai is, that's probably going to be a no-brainer, of course, how Sentai does, Super Sentai does. And if it's directly in reference to that, then you already know there's not going to be any mystery who, or that whole number one aspect is going to particularly pertain to. But I'm sure it's probably, hopefully, in humble aspects, humble balance, and really solidifying this team that each member is going to be number one in their own right. So yeah, and going further into that, I believe in the motifs and themes that we know of so far for Gozyuger, it's going to be another animal creature based motif for the team. So each member represents a particular animal creature. So and it's a little different. It looks like, it seems to be, because each member, this team is composed of both living and non-living based creatures. So at least three of the members, which are mainly, well, of course, it is the diversity and balance of, the gender balance for how Sentai teams are mapped out, of course, especially when it comes to a core five in modern times. So you got your two ladies, two girls, and then three guys. That whole core default balance and a core team of five. But as far as the animal representations, we have wolf, lion. It's either once everything is officially revealed, it's either a hawk or eagle. Then we have a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a unicorn. So yeah, we have a wide arrangement, a mixture of animal creature representations for the motifs for the team. So in general, also further breaking it down in what we know of detail, at least before visuals, that the three male members represent, and also including color, three male members. Red is wolf, yellow is Tyrannosaurus, and green is either hawk or eagle, once that's completely confirmed and shown. And then the ladies, the girls, are uh, uh, blue lion and then black unicorn. So very different based on not only the mixture of animal creatures, but also in color, the color arrangement for this team. So it's a color focus of red, blue, yellow, green, and black. So definitely a unique mixture. And of course, concerning Sentai, what they've been doing of modern is, because it used to be back in the Showa era beginnings, that they would only choose between either black or green, so not both on the same team. But nowadays, in the current era, modern Super Sentai, uh, black and green are usually being shown and found on a team together. So, but yeah, in the beginnings for Super Sentai, for the franchise in Showa era, early Heisei, uh, or mainly in the Showa era, there would only be one or the other. It would only be either black or green, and not both on the same team. But yeah, we got black and green once more for the team, and then we got the usual default primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. So yeah, and uh, like I said, so far, even with those um, simple or minor details thus far, we have quite the interesting difference in take for this team and what we know so far. And then here recently, as of what I uh, already said of the date, that of the prior day, we got the official look of the title, the logo for the series, and possible the color composition of the logo. So it's definitely unique. If what I've seen, it looks like maybe the official color composition for the base of the series logo uh, has seems to look like it has a nod based on the color palette, nod to possible uh, Kira Major series, since next year 2025 will be Kira Major's 5-year anniversary since 2020. So I'm thinking, especially in the look of the possible official color composition of the logo, it's a nod in reference to Kira Major, and it's got a whole in the logo. It's got a whole jewel gem, little bit of a motif aspect in the look of the design of the logo. So yeah, I'm thinking this might possibly, with this team, the series, and what I'm thinking about in theory. One of my theories is this team is going to have nods to the past of recent uh, prior Reiwa Super Sentai series. So it's going to have nods to, you know, uh, following right before it, nod to, of course, Boon Boonger, uh, King Oger, Dawn Brothers, Zenkaiger, and then, of course, Kira Major. So, yeah, I'm thinking this series is definitely going to be doing a whole like recent 5-year nod to the prior, senpai teams and its whole composition and identity of itself, of the series, the team, and plus two in reference, in segue in reference to 5, that in the title for the team's name, Gozyuger, go in the name of the team, go, of course, in Japanese, Japanese dialect, translation in reference to the number 5. So go stands for 5 in Japanese. And then, of course, in further detail of the name of the team, Gozyuger, Ju is in reference to beast in Japanese, or is also going from past past uh, 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 past alumni, past legend. Sentai is going to have Jew, and also probably reference to like Jew Ranger, the first dinosaur Super Sentai series team, and then maybe also, of course, Gozyuger, of course, back in 2016, that team, of course, their whole animal based representation. So I'm thinking it's definitely going to be Gozyuger is definitely going to be pulling in nod and homage to the past, of course, animal beast based Sentai teams series, of course. So it's definitely gonna be homaging and a full commemoration to those past teams in its own uh, uh, feature as a animal creature based motif Sentai team. So of course, going all the way back to, of course, the beginnings, the Showa, the very first animal creature based Sentai team series was Sun Vulcan. Sun Vulcan back in the was back in the or no, back in the early 80s. Sun Vulcan was the first, and then after Sun Vulcan, uh, you had Live Man. Live Man was the second. That was back in '88, and then after Live Man would be, I guess you can also not just the assortment of animal and or creature, but also if it was like a standard. So like I'm also gonna include and noting Jetman, Jetman of '91. I mean, even though it was Jetman's motif is all based on birds or avian, but yeah, Jetman should be also included. And then of course you have Jew Ranger 92, the first dinosaur, prehistoric dinosaur focused motif Sentai team. And then after Jew Ranger, you had Gingamon, which was 98. So the space animal, space creature, uh, uh, sci-fi fantasy based team series. And then after Gingamon would be Guy Ranger, which was in 2001. Guy Ranger, all animal based. The 100 Beast Squadron, Guy Ranger. And then following after would be, I'm not gonna name all the dinosaur teams. So Ranger is only the main emphasis, the main basis. I'm sure the main homage nod to for Gozyuger. Ranger incorporated all after future tense other dinosaur focus and motif teams. So then after Guy Ranger, it would be Geki Ranger 2007, and then following after Geki Ranger would be after Geki would be, I would say, Go Busters, even though the animal motif it is there, of course. So I would include Go Busters 2012. And then after Go Busters would be of course Gozyuger 2016. And that would be it as far as all the animal creature based representations. I think I may have kind of excluded or skipped one, which would be back in the Showa era. So I think getting to also in reference, especially in anniversaries, also in reference for next year, that also would be Changeman, Dengeki Sentai Changeman, which quick side note that personally Changeman is my favorite Showa era Super Sentai series and team. So yeah, Changeman, which was 1985. So and considering the unique lineup for Gozyuger with their animal creature motif and arrangement for the team itself, the members, I think that's probably in homage, that nod to Changeman, because Changeman itself, and I think it's also a respective nod. Now that I think about it, a respective nod to Black Unicorn, the one of the girls of the team who represents the Black Unicorn for Gozyuger. That's a reference nod to Changeman, because Changeman used mythical legendary creature motifs for that team. So of course you had, and especially was in their names. So each member, of course, you had Change Dragon, Change Pegasus, Change Griffin, Change Mermaid, and Change Phoenix. So I think that's that nod to Changeman with the member of Black Unicorn for Gozyuger. But anyway, that's that. I know I'm kind of making this a little long, especially based on I'll be using more so my voice than me appearing when I compile this into a video that I'm going to put up on YouTube, of course. But anyway, kind of wrapping things up, because at this point, especially after this day, from this being dated, noted, made, that it could be any day once we get like further official reveal to Gozyuger, as we at this time of this video as approach the month of December. So because there has been speculations and talks about the reveal of Gozyuger being earlier for this year rather than by the end of the month of December. So we'll see. It could be either or. But at this point, since we got the official reveal of the design of the logo, again, it could be any day where we get like the official look of the suits for Gozyuger that everybody's been very in speculation and talks about ever since the rumors for the next Sentai team happened or started being talked about since this past August. So yeah, knowing how it goes yearly, but being a fan of course, this franchise, or of course tokusatsu in a whole, that's how things go, of course, and how I've learned how things proceed as time continues on, and following this content, this medium of art. But yeah, so yeah, Gozyuger. So I can kind of wrap it up to my other theories for Gozyuger. I would say that or one hope that I have, besides also not really a theory, but one of my hopes for the series, I've kind of briefly have thought about or wondered what it would be like if like the enemies, of course, when we get the reveal of the antagonist, the villains, that the enemies, I've been thinking about a possible concept that the villains, the enemies, could be like uh, circus and or like uh, uh, entertainment attraction influenced circus based enemies. So I mean, that would be cool. That would be definitely different. That would be unique for antagonists, for villains that this new team faces, and especially a hint or an idea of that also came about too, because like since like Zoologger back in 2016 was like the most recent, more so relevant towards Gojuger and the whole animal and creature based motif and focus for the team. That back with Zoologger, that their movie that came out back in 2016, the main enemy, the villain that they fought, was a clown based enemy. He was clown inspired and had a whole circus concept and aspect to him that the Zoologers fought in their summer movie that came out back in 2016. So that came to mind. I was like,